I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. This week we're going to get back to our roots and do one of our signature flavors, something that you can bottle and keep on hand and makes a great holiday gift. This week we're going to make Kahlua. If you enjoyed today's video, I would very much appreciate if you would consider going down and hitting that subscribe button for me. This is the perfect time of year to have some homemade treats on hand, just in case you get invited to someone's house or someone stops by, or you just want to remember those neighbors of yours who are so good to you the rest of the year. Kahlua is a coffee liqueur, so it is an alcoholic beverage, so just make sure you're of legal drinking age before you try this. I decided to do a little history on Kahlua, and it was invented in Veracruz, Mexico in 1936 by two friends who decided they wanted to see what would happen if they enriched alcohol with coffee. The result, of course, was a wonderful coffee liqueur that we use in lots of different cocktail recipes and even in some cooking recipes. I can't think about Kahlua without thinking about the cocktail White Russian, and I definitely can't think about a White Russian without thinking about the film The Big Lebowski. If you've seen the film, you know that the main character, the dude, always had a White Russian in his hand. And you'll probably see some references to the film throughout this video. You want a toe? I can get you a toe. I'm going to start out my Kahlua today in a big old pot. I've got my pot on the stove on a medium-high heat, and I've added 4 cups of water. Our next ingredient is some dried instant coffee crystals. We're going to add 1.5 cups of those instant coffee crystals to our water. Next, we're going to add 8 cups of sugar. We're going to mix our water, our coffee crystals, and our sugar on some medium to medium-high heat until everything is fully dissolved. This step doesn't take very long. Once the sugar and the coffee crystals are fully dissolved, we're going to remove this from the heat and let this mixture cool down to room temperature. This mixture's been off the heat long enough to cool down to room temperature. Now I'm just whisking it a bit to be sure that everything is fully dissolved. Next step is our vodka. I'm going to be using Tito's today, but you can use any brand you like. Just make sure it's a good quality vodka. We're going to need 4.5 cups of this. The last step of this recipe calls for one of my favorite things, vanilla. Now you've got a couple of options here. The recipe calls for putting this Kahlua mixture into your bottles and adding 1/3 of a vanilla bean to each bottle, waiting 2 or 3 weeks, taking the vanilla bean out, straining the mixture, and then rebottling it. I don't want to do it that way today. 2 reasons. Number 1, we're running out of time before the holidays. Number 2, I'm saving these beautiful vanilla beans for some homemade vanilla extract that I plan to make in the next couple weeks. Instead, I'm going to use some vanilla that's already been extracted. This is going to go directly into my Kahlua mixture, and I can go ahead and bottle it, and it'll be ready in time for the holidays. No straining or rebottling necessary. I'm probably going to use about half of this bottle of pure vanilla extract. You know that vanilla really ties this recipe together. I purchased a set of 8 8.5-ounce swing top bottles off of Amazon. This is what I'm going to use to bottle my Kahlua. For optimum shelf life and to stay safe, you'll want to be sure to thoroughly sterilize your bottles and then place them right side up. This set comes with 2 nifty little funnels and also some pretty cool name tags with a white marker for personalization. Our Kahlua is going to be optimum in a couple of weeks, just in time for the holidays, but I'm going to have to go ahead and try it right now, and I'm going to show you how to make a White Russian that the dude would be happy with. In a rocks glass, we've got some rocks. We're going to add about 2 ounces of good quality vodka, a splash of half and half, and our gorgeous Kahlua. To the dude, cheers. Creamy coffee goodness in the form of a cocktail. How can you go wrong with that? That's My Jam actually made some Kahlua about 2 years ago, but we never gave it a name, so I think it's time for one. I dub thee the Dude Abides. As you enjoy your Kahlua and give it away as gifts, you'll want to let people know that it doesn't have to be refrigerated, although it can be, and it does have a pretty long shelf life. You'll just need to make sure to keep it out of the direct sunlight. If you're a fan of The Big Lebowski, you're definitely going to want to hop over and take a look at the TikTok that goes with today's video. This recipe makes about 75 ounces, so you should be able to yield about 8 of the 8.5 ounce swing top bottles that I showed you. I'll put the link for that down in the comments. We'll see you next Monday. In the meantime, turn off the TV, turn on some music, and just keep jamming.